Hello and welcome to this video. There are very few times in this whole YouTube career that I've had where I've been so excited for doing a video, but so frustrated at the same time as I'm waiting for that solution to actually be live and be able to talk about it. And that's because this video here is all about one of my favorite solutions within QuickBooks that's ever been there, and it's had a big update. Now the update itself has done wonders for to making it a really powerful addition to your arsenal as accountants, but heed my warning. There's also some frustration still there that was still there in the last one, and unfortunately the feedback hasn't been listened to, and we're still going to have to figure out a workaround. So my name is Aaron Patrick. This video is only really for accountants because this is a solution that's only there for accountants. So, sorry for the rest of my audience out there, but you can see if you use this video exactly how accountants make sure that your accounts are always spot on, because we have an amazing feature called Workpapers, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Roll the VT. I'm really excited. Can't wait to get my hands into this. Can't wait to talk about this a little bit more, and we'll go and see exactly what it's like to see what Workpapers update brings for you. Hello, my name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Boffix, and also your friendly podcaster who goes live each and every Monday morning with Ask the Accountant. Now, I spent most of 2023 on tour, as you can see by this wonderful t-shirt that I had made. Now, in this tour, I spent most of the time talking about things that I'm really passionate about when it comes to QuickBooks. And out of those 13 dates that are shown on there, I can promise you I spoke about this topic, Workpapers, at every single one of them. Because I'm so passionate about the fact that I want this to work. I want us to have an opportunity to use this solution. Workpapers is just so important for us. So, if Workpapers is so important to us, how excited do you think I was when I saw the update was here? Now, I've known about this update for a long time. For whatever reason, there's been issues to actually get this update live, but it's live now, and that's what matters. So let's have a look at it. Let's waste no time. Let's go see what the update has to offer. And more importantly, figure out exactly how you can make the most out of it. Let's have a look. Okay, first and foremost, where is Workpapers? Well, if I go to the Accountants Tools at the very top, and from Accountants Tools, go to Tools, and then Workpapers, I can find it there. Furthermore, I have the opportunity to go to my accounting review option, go to Workpapers and see it there. Don't forget, you now have the opportunity to even go and make it a shortcut so you can see it through there. Right, okay. Now, here is Workpapers. But first of all, what do you use Workpapers for? Well, ultimately, Workpapers is about making sure that you have confidence in what's going to get filed to Companies House and HMRC for a set of accounts. Workpapers is designed to be at that period end position before you press submit, before you send it to accounts construction software, or even use QuickBooks' own Pro Tax solution. You can put it through from there. Now, the idea of it is, instead of having maybe an Excel spreadsheet or some other third-party solution to do the Workpapers, you can do it directly in here. And the clever bit is it takes the information directly from QuickBooks itself and gives you the opportunity to make sure you're happy with it by applying supporting documents as you go along. And my favourite feature is what's been shown right here. This is the audit trail functionality. This is telling me that since last time I looked at the Workpapers, I've had changes. You can see here that we've noticed some updates to your transactions and financial year settings in QuickBooks Online. And it will only update my Workpapers when I press the accept all and sync data. What it will do then is all these changes that have happened since the last time I looked at Workpapers will go through. Now, in the real world, I'd go through their review, make sure I'm happy and confident with them before I press accept. But as soon as I press accept, all that data is updated and I'm taken directly. What's Workpapers also got for me? Top left-hand corner, I can choose what financial year I'm in. So I can go through choosing the financial year, and there will be a functionality soon where you'll have the opportunity to change those dates as well. I can go for accrual or cash basis, depending on how I'm preparing my account. Top right hand corner, I have the opportunity to do tools, which includes download Workpapers back and carry forward previous year. So if I'm in 1 year and I've already started, and last year I was using Workpapers, I can bring the data from one to another. It's going to make my life easier. Especially when we look at things like links and stuff like that later, you're going to see how powerful that's going to be. I can download the Workpapers pack, which is a brilliant audit tool because that's going to tell you everything that's included within this Workpapers. And you can take that and put it safely somewhere else. And that means you've always got access to the whole Workpapers area, including the supporting documents that we're going to see in a moment. You have an opportunity here to see the review and adjust. That's where the Workpapers are held. Annual accounts, if you can use QuickBooks to file your accounts for you, and tax mapping, which helps you make sure that all of the stuff you've done in Workpapers goes to the Pro Tax solution. And that's why we have the Pro Tax option right in the top right corner. We have an opportunity to take a walkthrough so you can see exactly how this is built, and we can customize this area as well. I'm going to stay on the balance sheet and profit and loss reports view because that's how I really like to use it, but you can have the trial balance view. And the nice thing about the trial balance view is you can actually turn this into an extended trial balance as well, which is going to give you an opportunity to see the adjusted entries, beginning, ending balance, and any changes as well. Again, I much prefer for myself the balance sheet and profit and loss view, but you may vary. Down the bottom here, you can change how many years of comparison you've got. You can look at moving the columns around, and if you want to get rid of some columns as well. Let's press save though, and let's go and see what options we have. We also have the chance to print this off as well, so you can take a physical copy or even export it to Excel. But personally, instead of exporting Excel, use the tools option, download that working pack. You get absolutely everything, including, like I said before, those supporting documents. So what is the point of this? Well, first of all, as you see in front of me here, I have just now 3 columns. This is much cleaner than it was before. Those 3 columns are the current year, the previous year, and any adjusting entries that go with it. And remember the key bit here, the information is brought directly from QuickBooks. So no transposition, no errors, no anything like that. We're looking exactly what QuickBooks is looking at that period end. At the moment, I've got it set to the 31st of the 3rd, 2023. If I change my financial year though, that's just going to update everything for me, and all those dates are going to be there. So what do I have in this area? Well, first and foremost, the key bit is the markers prepared and markers reviewed. The idea would be that the person preparing the work would go through and tick the boxes as they see it. So the idea would be they'll check to see that figure there. Are they happy with it? If they are, press the tick. Now, ideally, what they want to be doing is not only putting the tick in, but also putting some supporting documents. This is where this becomes really powerful. You see, the idea here is I could use the Manage Docs and Links option just there. And from there, I can upload a document, or I can put a link in place if I need to. So especially for this one being depreciation, like I've got here, manage my docs and links, I can then look at links that are already there, view the attachment and see exactly, in this case, my fixed asset register, where these figures are coming from. And that's the point of the whole of Workpapers, is for people to go through and put supporting documents against these figures so that we can have confidence they are right. So we love doing this. Now, once I've done it there, I even have an option to put a note in there. And the note section is really good for collaborating or reminding yourself of a problem you might need to talk to a client. So for example, if I was putting this information in here and I saw an addition and I wasn't quite happy about it, or I didn't have the supporting document from the client to prove that that was there, then I would put in here and say, please request the new. And straight away, I know that I've got a note there because I've got this little orange dot telling me that there's something there. And we use that as our opportunity to ask questions, like put bits that we're not happy with. We would then not tick that there because we've got an element still to do. When we have answered it, I can then tick it to say I'm happy with the answers there. I can go put additional comments in there. I have a whole way of being able to make sure that I'm happy with the information that's there. Better yet is the markers reviewed section. So the idea would be that everything's been prepared and everyone's now happy that this is there. Then, as a reviewer, my job would be to go through, check the supporting documents does agree with what they're there, check to make sure everything else is okay with, and tick the boxes accordingly. Once I've done that, that is me saying that I'm now happy with that section, I'm happy with that ready to go, and I'm happy for that everything is correct. That's the confidence it builds. It's 1 or 2 ticks giving you confidence that everything is correct. The supporting documents area, making sure that you've got a place to be able to put the supporting documents directly there to prove that they're in the right place. And also we have a comment section so we can talk about and collaborate with one another about what the issues may or may not be, or what we want to talk about clients going forward. It's all presented in a really slick new way where you've got this nice 2-column approach, so you can see the columns here, and then this third column is about the adjusting entries. The idea of adjusting entries are these are the adjustments that we made. These are the adjustments that we as the accountants have put through to try and change it from maybe what the client's original figure is going to be. So if the client questions, well, why has it gone up by, in this case, £27,000? Well, we can click in there and find out. And that's one of the other key things. All of these buttons here are drillable. And not only drillable, but if you watch this, I click into it. Not only do I go and see this in a really nice view so I can see all the transactions, but also it takes me to the review and reclassify area. So if I realize actually that shouldn't be there, I tick the box, I press reclassify, I move it to wherever it needs to be. It's that quick and that simple. We love, love, love this functionality. That means that every single item that's in QuickBooks at this point in time for this client, I can tick to say is prepared. I can tick to say has been reviewed. I can put notes in place to talk about if there's any issues. And I can have all the links and documents I need for supporting documents so I can be confident with them. And if I do need to make an adjustment, I can see all my adjustments in the adjustments area, and I get a little plus button. Actually takes me directly to taking those adjustments there, so I can start posting my journals that I know are relating to me updating this set of accounts. And if something's not quite right, I drill directly into it and I go from there. But that's not all. See, here we are. We've got all of these transactions and everything's coming through from QuickBooks. Remember, I didn't have to do anything. Everything's all prepared for me. So I can go through here and I can see everything's there. Now, some quick tips on how to really make the most of it. For example, you want to be using PDFs for things like business bank accounts and uploading them and putting them from there. That's great. That works really well. But what you also need to do, and what would also be powerful, is having some documents that are more working documents. And what I mean by that are things like this prepayment, right? Is it going to change on a regular basis? Well, if it's going to change, then what I love and love, love is the add link functionality. That means you can take a Google Drive link for Sheets or OneDrive link for Excel and make a live document. See here, I've gone and I've got a view link opportunity there. I can press view link, and that means I'm taken directly to the link area, and I can manipulate this as much as I want, move it around, change what I need to change, do what I need to do. But ultimately, I'm working in a live file. So instead of having to download the Excel, or re-upload it, make the changes and all that sort of stuff, those links can be really, really powerful, and it's definitely changed the way that we use this functionality. Ultimately though, I go through, I tick everything, I can see my income, I can see my expenses, and I see how powerful this is of giving me the confidence and making sure everything's all right. With it being Workpapers, don't forget you can even go straight into the annual accounts area. From the annual accounts area, you can go and create your FRS 105 accounts currently, more to come later down the line, but it gives you a chance to create those accounts directly from here. So you have that wonderful workflow. As soon as you've created your accounts, start a Pro Tax, get your Pro Tax up and running, and you're ready to file the accounts. That is why we love, love, love working papers. By far, that gives us an opportunity for our team to have access to the same working papers. Remember as well, this is accessible to every version of QuickBooks out there, including General Ledger. General Ledger was only released a couple of weeks ago, gives you the opportunity to make sure that you have access to this working papers for every single client you've got. If it's a client who just sends in a load of paper like this, well, now you can deal with this paper, put this into it, and still have the same working papers as every other client you've got. If you have a client who is just on Xero or any of the other solutions out there, well, grab that TB, put it into QuickBooks working papers using the General Ledger license, and now you can make sure that consistently every single client you have has the same working paper. And trust me when I say this, that makes it so much more powerful for the reviewing. That means that every client that I pick up from Boffix, every time I want to review a set of accounts, I know the working papers are consistently created in the same way. Meaning I now know that it doesn't matter what type of client it is, what software they're using, how they came to QuickBooks, what their intentions are, anything like that. I know that if I need to review the job, I know that it's going to be a consistent experience, and that is so important for growth. That means it's so much easier for me to have confidence that I can continue to grow Boffix and still have confidence that I know that everything going out the door is going to be at the same standard. and is going to have those working papers absolutely spot on. To me, working papers is the crowning jewel of QuickBooks at the moment. I love working papers. I talk about it all the time, and I think it's going to be something that's so powerful. But as much as I'm so excited about these updates, there's still things out there that I think we need to be able to keep raising to QuickBooks. See, they have a feedback functionality directly here. So if I ask anybody out there who's been using and looking at my videos for a time, please use this feedback button to help us push this even better. Because for me, this is one of the best solutions out there in terms of having that confidence. But it's the confidence thing that still is a little bit lacking. For example, yes, there's an amazing audit trail that if I make an adjustment, I get told about it, right? But how do I know if I've come back to this later that these numbers are still the same? What's me to know that that still should have been £500 there? Well, I still think there needs to be an opportunity to be able to say that this should be £500, therefore we're locking it in place somewhere or another. That then, if we could state that that was £500 and we come back to this in a year's time and it's still £500, we're okay. If we come back to it later, well, then something's not quite right, and then we need to investigate before we do any further. You see, in the old version of working papers, we used to have an area where we could put our own document, which was brilliant because we could take a set of accounts there, especially if we're not using maybe the annual accounts here for now because they're more complicated or there's something that's not supported at the moment. But when we used to be able to put our set of accounts here, at least that gave us confidence that we were able then to be able to say that they're still the same. You know, a quick look at the retained earnings figure should give you confidence not much has changed. But that's really, really taking a bit of a leap, right? So at the moment, what I'm having to do with my clients at the moment and pushing forward and with the way that we're doing it is we've got to make sure by taking screenshots and stuff that everything that was here is still correct when we come to press submit. Because the worst solution that could ever happen is we prepare a set of accounts, we send it off to the client, they get it signed and everything else. We come back here and something's changed, something's moved, something's adjusted. That's when you've got the danger, right? But if we could tell that something's changed directly from here, we can have that confidence that's there. My other bit, and I'm hoping this is something that will come later down the line, is there still needs to be more interaction with QuickBooks itself. QuickBooks has an amazing solution in terms of client requests. Client requests is a great way for us to be able to ask questions and be able to put it through from there. But it would be amazing if we could link it somehow to here. For example, if I click into this transaction and I find this transaction here, wouldn't it be amazing if I could then raise the client request directly from there? That's going to make my life so much easier, and it's just going to make things so much better for me and much better workflow going forward. You could even have the client request response directly here, just like we have in our Books Review section. In Books Review, if we've got a problem with something, I go to Books Review, and from Books Review, I find transactions like this one, and I click into it. I can ask the client directly from there, and I can let myself know here what's happening. And currently these transactions have been asked already, and we're waiting for the information. And the final bit of interaction I would love to happen in QuickBooks is the fact that we've already done most of this work, right? If I go to Client Overview, I can see that I've already reconciled X, Y, Z. I can already see that I've reconciled through to the 27th of 2nd, 2024 on that account. That information, in my opinion, should be pulling into the working papers so that I know that I'm confident and happy with that one. Debtors, right? I already know what the current balance is. I already know what the balance before is. We should just be able to match that directly there and have that going in. At the moment, it's go to the report section, download it, make sure we're happy with it, download the other one, make sure we're happy with it, put it all together, bundle it, and then be able to put it as a supporting document. It's not the end of the world. We all have the information there. But I think definitely the fact that these review sections here are already done for us, really that should be reflected in the working papers. So for me, working papers is a strong 8 to 9 out of 10. It's pretty much perfect. We just need those little tweaks to absolutely nail it. But what do you guys think? What do you think to working papers? Do you use it yet? Let me know in the comments below. Do you have any issues with it? Let me know in the comments below. Is there any issues that you found with working papers that you haven't yet found a workaround? I would love to hear from you. I want to do more follow-up videos on working papers. One of my most passionate bits about QuickBooks is their working paper scenario and solution, and I want to talk about it in more detail. So if you have any questions, any point, anything else you want to make, please use the comment section below and we'll have a conversation about it. My name is Aaron Patrick. As always, this video has been an absolute pleasure to do for you. Don't forget to use the like, subscribe, and all that sort of functionality. If you want more information about the world of QuickBooks, you're already in the right place. Use that subscribe button to make the most out of it. My name's been Aaron Patrick, as I've already said. This video has been an absolute pleasure, as I've already said. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Hello and welcome to this new series.
Hello and welcome to this video.
Hello and welcome to this video.
Hello and welcome to this video.
Hello and welcome to this video. Hello and welcome to this video.
Right, let's get it set. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yes, I'm aware we go live every Monday.
The next generation is about everyone else that missed it.
Yeah. So current. All right, you've told us what you love about the industry, but what would you change about the industry?
Where do I start?
During that period of time, where did everyone turn to? Their accountant, right? Their advisor, their bookkeeper, and you all did phenomenal work for small business.